All right. Welcome, everybody, to a big day of tennis. We've got so much going on. We're watching Guadalajara to start. Eala, she's playing another final this year, trying to win her first trophy in 12 months and the biggest trophy of her career so far. And she's taking on a player she's already played earlier in the season, Udvardy, who she played on the clay and lost that match in a bit of an upset back in, I think it was like April. So let's see. On the hard courts, if the result is any different, Eala has fought through to make the final. Udvardy, unseeded, has made the final as well. It's been a really tough tournament for the seeds, this one. The number 1 seed lost in the first round. The number 3 and 4 seeds lost in the quarterfinals. And Eala, number 2 seed, who came in last minute as a wild card, she has made it to the final. So she's avoided. But she almost lost in the second round to Levchenko, the quali. So she fought through as well. But Udvardy, she took out Jones, the 4th seed, along the way, which is her biggest win of the week. So, yeah, let's see if Eala can win her biggest trophy. She won 12 months ago, just about July last year, she won a W100 tournament, which is the highest level of ITF event. But this is like a WTA Challenger event, so this is going to be one step above that. Not quite on WTA levels, so 250, 500, 1000s, Grand Slams. That's the 4 tiers of WTA tournament, but this is a Challenger event, so it's sort of the second level of tour. But either way, a trophy's a trophy, and confidence is confidence, and also ranking points. So let's talk about ranking points before I forget. So Eala's ranking will go up no matter what happens. Not a career high ranking, but it will still be getting back up because she dropped down a little bit, losing some points from that tournament I mentioned earlier. So she's gone up 13 spots to number 62. If she does win this match, she will go into number 60. So so 62, she'll go up to 61. So she's about where, win or lose, her ranking will be where it is. Udvardy, who is lower ranked, and these points are way more valuable because she's going to, once you get outside the top 50, these tournaments actually matter a lot, right? So, the difference between like 100 points and 10 points is like, 20 spots, right? So, Udvardy, who is, where is she on the rankings? Where is she? Can't see her. Well, she can't be higher than Eala. That's crazy. Where is she? I can't even see her on the rankings. This is crazy. Can't read. Okay. Udvardy, who was 100, she's 118 in the world right now. She's gone up 16 spots. So if she does win this, she will be 111. So she would have gone up, 25 spots, 30 spots, something like that. So again, these tournaments might not seem relevant, right? And challenger events on the men's side might not seem relevant, but if you're a lower ranked player, if you're outside that top 50 or outside that top 80 or outside the top 100 and you get to a final of one of these, it's pretty valuable. It can be the difference between you having to play qualifiers of a Grand Slam or getting into the main draw, right? So that's a big deal, right? You don't have to play 3 extra matches for one. All right. But here we go. Players are about to walk out on court and we are about to start. Yep, Mia is asleep. She's right there. She's passed out. By the way, women's final of the US Open coming up in 2 hours. So we'll watch that as well. If we have to collide. Hopefully we, in a perfect world, this match finishes, we start that match. But we'll see what happens. And then the men's final tomorrow. But how are we doing, chat? What's going on? By the way, I want to just say as well, thank you everybody who commented on the stream, the last stream. I went through a couple of the comments, and all the nice. I tell you what, Eala fans, you were so friendly, just being so nice. Thank you so much for watching. I'm like, okay, I'll keep watching it. It's so nice and wholesome. So thank you, appreciate it. Because whenever we watch Eala, we get mixed It feels like we get mixed reactions. But hey, there's a lot of people commenting that were very friendly and very nice about watching Eala. So hey, look. I appreciate that. I'll keep watching Eala. if you want you want me to. Can't be me then. Yeah, well, I'm not naming names, but it's nice to that a lot of people, that because sometimes I'm like, oh, do we watch this match? I don't know. Do we watch this player? And sometimes I get no response. So it's like, okay, well, I don't know. Do people want to watch this player? But to have the Eala fans being like, thank you, I appreciate you watching this. It's like, okay, well, good. It means that people want to watch it. It's not just me that wants to watch it. So it's good. It's nice. Who's going to win? I mean, look, Eala's going to win, right? It's on a hard court. Udvardy's more of a clay court player, or at least she's probably more established on the clay. Higher ranking for Eala. She's been playing well this week, Eala. Pressure on Eala, though, because, of course, she is the favorite. And Udvardy's going to come out here with nothing to lose. It does help they've played before, so there's a little bit of, Eala can see what didn't work when they last played and try and flip the script. So that's also, a benefit. If they hadn't played before, then maybe it would be a little bit, the unknown for Eala, and Udvardy could surprise, right? Element of surprise. But they played before, so, the coaches can go through the tape of what happened in Portugal and try and figure out what not to do and how to adjust. So yeah, so it's probably I'm going to go Eala, but Udvardy is the underdog. She has nothing to lose. By the way, a lot more people there today. Not many more, but there is more people there today. Also, the qualifying of next week's Guadalajara 500 starts, so there's a lot of people around for that as well. So that helps as well, that there's more people watching because they're coming for the qualies as well for next week's event. So let me have a look at Udvardy and talk about her a little bit, because most of you wouldn't know who she is. And we did watch her earlier, but I don't remember what. So her highest ranking was 76 in the world. She's 26 years old from Hungary. She is right-handed. And currently 134 in the world, but that'll change. She did make the second round of Wimbledon a couple of years ago, which is her best Grand Slam result. She has got a 125 title already, so she's already won one of these before. And that was back in Buenos Aires in 2022 on the clay. So this is her sixth WTA 125 or Challenger event title chance. She's never made the WTA, a WTA 250 or above final in singles, but she has made it in doubles, and she did win a doubles title this year in Romania on the clay courts just after the French. After Wimbledon, after Wimbledon. But yeah, so she hasn't been in a final this year, Udvardy. She made a final 12 months ago on the clay. This is her first hard court final, though, in a 125. So, again, clay is her thing. She has won hard court titles before on the lowest, the ICF circuit. She did win a hard court title back in 2022 in Colombia. She also made a couple of finals as well, but hasn't won a hard court title of this level yet. She's made a bunch of clay court finals, though. She did win a clay court title a couple of weeks ago on the ITF circuit. Won a W75, which is sort of, again, if you look at the numbers, it makes more sense than me saying like WTA or W. So you go like 1,000, right, is the second biggest event after a Grand Slam. 500, 250, 125, 100, and then 80, and then 75. And then 60, then it goes down from there to like, I think does it go W10? Yeah, W10. So yeah, so she won a 75 event, which is, I guess, two lower than this. So you've got, 125, 100, and then this, right? Oh, then that one, sorry. So again, I should probably draw something up so it makes sense, but I haven't had time. But I will. I'll write it down, so I'll make it just in case for next time. If anybody asks, like, what the hell is all this? Well, because tennis has a lot of different levels and tiers of events. All right. And the same kind of structure is on the men's side as well. There's just a couple of different different numbers and a little bit different, but almost the same. Shout out from Thailand. What's up? What is up? All right. Playing some crazy music going on as well, which is really getting the. It's weird if playing music in a stadium with probably about 100 people. All right. But yeah, so as mentioned, again, about we've talked about Eala, we know about Eala, but talking about Udvardy, her best win this year was against Eva Lees. She actually beat her back in March, who was 70 in the world at the time, so she has beaten someone, and she also beat Eala, who was 72 in the world on the clay court. So if she does win today, this will be her best hard court victory by ranking for the season as well. She did beat Jones earlier in this week, who was 89 in the world. She beat Gadetsky in Madrid, who was 91 in the world. So, yeah. But Udvardy has played Sabalenka before at Wimbledon a couple of years ago. She got beaten badly, but that's all right. Her best victory, though, was in Osaka in 2023 on the hard courts against Tatiana Maria. So she was her only top 50 victory. So that's sort of where this... Again, we talked about in the last match with Wego, and we're talking about how she was trying to get, first top 100 victory, first final of this type, and all these achievements. You got to remember, because we always talk about the player that, we're talking about Eala, what it means for her, but remember what it means to Udvardy, right? It's going to be one of the biggest trophies of her career. It's going to be so far, it's going to be a first hardcourt title so far, like at this level. One of the best victories, one of the top 100 victories of her career, which she hasn't got too many of those. Like, there's a lot of things on the line for Udvardy too, right? And she's going to be coming in with all those thoughts too. Who wants popcorn, peanuts, and some coffee? I would love some coffee. I can't wait to drink coffee. I haven't drank coffee in weeks. I had a cheeky coffee, I think, maybe... I have a cheeky coffee last week. I can't remember. It might have been through Cincy, maybe. I am so excited to drink a coffee. I can't wait. Celebratory coffee. By the way, Eala is playing next week, apparently, so we'll see what happens. If she does win this title, I wonder if she does go play next week. I mean, she's going to be playing... she seems like the type of player that wants to play a lot. So maybe she... Even if she does win the trophy today, she might still just go, you know what, I'm still going to play. Who cares? Udvardy has nothing to lose. Exactly. I noticed you're coughing. Have you taken medicine? What medicine? Why do I need medicine? She's playing a qualifier next week. Oh, did the draw come out? I haven't checked. Because next week, there is no men's tennis except for Davis Cup. Okay, so Eala is playing a quali. First round next week. But who knows? Maybe she'll win. She wins this and she goes, you know what? I'm just going to go straight to the Asian swing instead, because she's probably going to play in Korea, or she'll be playing in Beijing and Wuhan, right? So maybe she doesn't. Maybe she skips over next week, because if you think logistically, you got to go down to Brazil and then go across to to China. It's probably seems a little much. I mean, maybe unless logistically it's totally fine. I don't know. Anyways, love 15. I'm going to go Eala, and I think I said 3, so I'm going to stick with that. As Udvardy, great return. It's love 30. Uh-oh. Love 30. Now, we do know Eala did make the final of the 250 event at Eastbourne, and had so many opportunities, right? She had those match points, and it was a big opportunity there. But so hopefully she doesn't have anything, thinking about that at all. As that is too good by Udvardy. Udvardy already love 40. Oh. Love 40. Danny, sorry.
Go, Alex. The second finals of many finals.
That's it. We're watching we started with watching her in Miami, but now we're watching her sort of start from almost from scratch as we're a 400 backhand rally. Down the line from Udvardy's a winner. Okay. Udvardy came to play. 1-love. That is a strong start. 1-0. It's National Coffee Ice Cream Day today. Oh, I love that. Love that. So any excuse to eat ice cream today. All right. First game is a break. 1-0. She seems to be playing another 125 in China, but let's see. Yeah. But yeah, I love that, though. It's like, I said this the other day. It would have been so easy, and she could have easily done this, right? She could have easily just gone, you know what? I'm in the top 100. I'm not playing anything below 500. Like, she could go, because she's going to get wild cards, you know? I think the tour are better. I mean, the tournament should understand that she's, even though she's 70 in the world, she's still, there's a big buzz around her, right? If they haven't figured it out by now, then, she's, I don't know when they'll figure it out. But, yeah, like the tournament, she's going to be one of the faces of the tournament, right? Even if she's not, it's kind of like Raducanu or Osaka, right? She's not obviously a Grand Slam champion yet, but she has that following that you could put her on a billboard for a tournament and be like, hey, Eala's playing, even if she's not a seed, and she could probably bring a hell of a lot of people to the matches, right? And that's what wild cards are supposed to do. If they get a wild card, they're supposed to bring a crowd because there's interest around them, right? As with a backhand from Eala, love 15. The backhand again to the backhand of Udvardy, and that goes out by Eala on the backhand now, 15-all. Yeah, so the fact that she's playing these small events is and even the 250 events, she's not going to play them eventually because she won't need to. But I love that she is playing them because, like I said, she could have easily just gone, you know what? I'm not playing anything under 500. I'm only playing there's enough 500 events per year that she could play along with the 1,000 Grand Slams to get by. But the fact she's gone to not just the 250 level, she's gone down to a challenger level to practice even more and, build even more is pretty awesome, to be honest. It's I was shocked. I'm shocked that she keeps playing these events. I keep saying, she's not going to play these events. Okay, she does. She keeps playing them. She's just keeping busy. 4-4 backhand rally, 30-15 as Udvardy hits it deep, and that goes too long by Eala. 40-15. Is 250 considered small? Yeah, a 250 is a small event. I mean, comparing to what's the big events, right? Grand Slams and stuff. 250 is definitely a small event. And then a 125 is smaller than that. It's that's a challenger tour. As a return goes out by Eala, it's 2-love for Udvardy, who started very, very strong. What Eala first to serve, then a quick 1-0 Udvardy. Is that a bad omen? No, we're just getting started. No need to freak out. We're just getting started. All right, back to Eala. 2-love. Now, Udvardy, who has obviously beaten Eala, she's going to have a lot of confidence in this matchup because of that win. So let's see. Let's see if Eala can overcome that. As that goes out by Eala again, love 15. Love 15. As a return goes in the forehand of Eala, but Eala hits it long. There's love 30. Love 30. Love 30 is going to serve again. But Udvardy hits a return winner. Love 40. Jeez. Udvardy is aggressive. Love 40. Do you think that Osaka will play the Billie Jean King Cup? Maybe. I don't know. Who are they playing? They're playing Great Britain. Raducanu pulled out, so I don't know. I love 40. I would say no. Like I mean, again, I wouldn't be surprised if she withdrew. Not that she wouldn't want to represent her country, but also I think it's more just like she's played a lot of tennis lately, so doesn't want to overplay. So I'd say no. She's probably going to focus on Wuhan. As that goes out by Eala, 3-love. Wuhan and Beijing, I think, would be Osaka's focus, rather than trying to I mean, Billie Jean King Cup is important, but I mean, I don't know. I would say she probably doesn't play. I mean, she's 14 in the world currently, right? I'm sure Osaka thinks that she can be top 10 by the end of the year. That's probably the goal now. So playing Billie Jean King Cup might not be... I mean, that doesn't help your ranking, right? So I don't know. By the way, Anisimova number 4 in the world. Wow. That's impressive. Going from... What was she like 12 months ago? She was like 100 in the world? It's crazy. But yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if she did withdraw. And like if I look at the team from Japan, she doesn't really have any help. Like it's her, and then it's Uchiyama, who's 76 in the world, and then it's a couple of players outside the top 100. So it's like, well, and even the doubles players are not. I mean, they've got a couple of good doubles players, but they're not like top 10 doubles players. So. They are playing Great Britain, though, who don't have Raducanu. So it's Bolter, Cartel, Burridge. So maybe... I mean, does Osaka want to play Bolter? I don't know. I guess she'll probably weigh up as like, what's the likelihood that we're going to go on and win the whole thing? And is it worth playing if we're not going to win, right? If she doesn't think they're going to win the whole thing. Because there's a lot of really good teams. I mean, Italy is stacked. USA are crazy. China, if Zhang's playing, is crazy. Like Japan is going to have a tough. If they're going to win the Billie Jean King Cup, it's going to be a hell of a win. All right, 3-love. Udvardy double break to start already in this final. As the other forehand goes in wide, Udvardy's just too aggressive. The other just can't get. Just can't get in the rallies. Just getting overpowered. All right, first serve of the fault, second serve. As the return goes the forehand of Udvardy, and Udvardy shanks it wide. It's 15-all. 15-all. Eala often begins her tennis matches as a slow starter, taking time to find her rhythm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she does have that happen. As the return goes to the front of Udvardy. Eala with a forehand. Again to the front of Udvardy as Eala backhand down the middle. Into the backhand of Udvardy. As Udvardy forehand off the tape. Eala goes down the line with a forehand winner. That's better, 15-30. All right, 15-30. 15:30. Does anyone know when the men's final is tomorrow? Is it this time tomorrow? It's like this time tomorrow, right? 24 hours? I think it's this time tomorrow because it said 4 a.m. my time, which I think is this time tomorrow. If it's accurate, 24 hours. So 24 hours from now, we'll be watching like the first game. All right, good to know. Means I have to wake up at 3 a.m. Cool. The last stupid o'clock wake up for at least a month. Then we go to Asia and I get to... I go to watch the Labour Cup. The Asian swing, at least I can watch for like 3 weeks of like afternoon tennis. I don't have to wake up at stupid o'clock. By the way, chat, I watched Insomnia. I got like 20 minutes into it and I turned it off because I knew I felt like I couldn't watch it and I didn't want to fall asleep because I knew it was good. God, Al Pacino's so good. Anyways, 30-40. Al Pacino is so good. And Robin Williams is great in that too. And Hilary Swank. But Pacino, that dude's crazy. Anyways, forehand goes into the backhand, forehand of Eala. Break point Eala as Udvardy goes cross-court. The backhand of Eala. Into the forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net. Eala gets one of the breaks back. 3-1. Yeah, Pacino, like he had me convinced that he was a police officer. I was like, this guy is a cop in real life, right? So good. Like, I think that, like, for me, because I watch movies, whatever. But, like, when you see somebody, like, you're just convinced that, like, oh, they're just playing, they live this life. That's when you're like, oh, no, they're an actor and they've fooled me. They've tricked me into thinking that they're a full-time police officer. I'm like, oh, that's a good actor. Oh. Great movie, though. Ah, 3-1. As with a forehand cross court, goes wide by Eala. It's love 15. Do we have next week off? So next week is going to be no ATP until Davis Cup. Possibly we'll watch. I mean, Davis Cup matchups. I'm looking here. We've got. They start on Friday, I think. Davis Cup Friday. So no men's tennis except for Davis Cup on the weekend. There's some good matches. We've got Alcaraz Runa. That'll be on Sunday. We've got maybe Fritz Menchik on Sunday as well. Also Fritz Lehechka. I mean, USA Czech Republic is a crazy matchup. Like I said, if you are in Delray Beach or around Delray Beach next weekend, you go to that. Get tickets because that is going to be an all-time Davis Cup clash. And they've gone back to the old format where Davis Cup is 5 matches. They're all best of 3 instead of best of 5, but 5 matches over 2 days. So you've got a couple of singles. So both, the top players play a couple of singles and doubles. I mean, you've got Fritz, Tiafoe. You've got Krajicek and Ram in the doubles. You've got Menchik, Lehechka, and Mahach. Crazy lineup. Plus, all of those matchups are like Tiafoe versus Menchik. That feels like a banger. Fritz Lehechka, that could have been a quarterfinal of a slam this week, right? And then you flip the script and you go Tiafoe, Lehechka. I mean, they're all like top 20 clashes. It's crazy. Crazy. Anyways, love 40 as Udvardy hits that long and it's 15-40. Out of all the Davis Cup clashes, that's the one, right? I mean, yeah, okay, Spain-Denmark's interesting just because of Runa. But USA Czech Republic is crazy. So yeah, if you're around Delray Beach next week, go to that Davis Cup. It'll be such an environment too. I wish I lived in Delray Beach. Anyways, 400 backhand rally, Udvardy in there at 30-40. But it's going to be so like we're probably gonna watch most of that because I just think it's so good. The Aussies are playing Belgium in Sydney, but Belgium's got a good team. If Australia was playing America or playing Czech Republic, I'd probably go to Sydney to watch it live. That's how good those lineups are, those teams. Anyways, 30-40. I was at a forehand from Udvardy to the back of Eala. Eala hits it long. There's a double break again, 4-1. Gotta hope next year they do Davis Cup at Margaret Court Arena so I can go to it. Or do it at Kooyong, like the old days. But yeah, so Alcaraz Runa is definitely on the card for next week. It's on clay as well, so that's kind of cool. But that's next weekend. Then the women's, they've got the ladies have got tournaments next week. Guadalajara 500. Penko is playing. I mean, maybe we watch that on the if it gets good, like if there's a good matchup, if there's something interesting happens, like Penko versus Sakari semi-final or something. And then we're going to Sao Paulo as well, which has the Eala. So we might watch a little bit of the Eala next week. And I think Sao Paulo is actually a pretty good time zone for me because I can wake up in the morning at a reasonable time and watch that they start at like this time in maybe not this time, but they start a little bit later in the night. So we might watch a little bit of Eala next week in Brazil. But I also have no idea what the schedule is going to be. So maybe it's a shit schedule and we won't watch any of it. So yeah, so it's like a very, next week's again, I want to at least take 3 days off. And if I have to watch one match over 3 days, one match is not going to be a big problem. All right. And it's Love 15, 4-1. 4-1. Oh, championship points. Yeah, doubles went 3, didn't it? Doubles went the distance. Who's winning the dubs? Oh, it's 5-all in the third. Ooh, that's a good doubles final. Who had championship point? Was it Skupski and Salisbury just had 3 championship points? So the Brits just had three chances and they didn't take it. All right, Love 30. Love 30. As we just serve from Udvardy again. Into the back of Eala. Udvardy forehand. That's a winner, 15-30. You can recharge as well. Yeah. I've been running on fumes for weeks. 15-30. Because, yeah, we haven't really had... because of the US Open mixed doubles event that was sort of between Cincinnati and New York, yeah, I don't think I've had a week off since. It's crazy. It's gone so quick. It felt like we just watched Wimbledon, but yeah, I think the week after Wimbledon, I did nothing, and that was it. And since then, it's been I don't know, 7 weeks in a row with 1 or 2 days here and there. It's weird. Yeah, Wimbledon does feel like last week, doesn't it? Yeah, it's been non-stop. As that goes into the net by Eala, and it's 40-30 Udvardy. Yeah, it's been non-stop. These 2-week Masters, that's what makes it feel like it's been non-stop. The 2-week Masters feels like we just don't have any time to stop and look around. 5-1. Udvardy gets the game. And plus that mixed doubles, we watched that for a couple of days. That kind of grabbed, kind of took that week off, and then we also had the draw come out and all stuff. So yeah. So next week, Next week will be a... besides Davis Cup on the weekend, which I want to tune into, next week we'll maybe watch Eala, and that's about it. And then after that, we go to... oh, wait, the week after that's nothing as well. That's weird. Hang on. Wait, there's 2 weeks. I thought the week after that was busy. No, we got nothing after that. Anyways, love 15. And then the week after that, we go to Asia, but it's also Laver Cup, but that's on the weekend. So it's like the week is nothing, and then the weekend... Oh, you got... A lot of players are playing in China, though. Rublev, Medvedev, Hashanov. Draper's playing in Chengdu. So we might look at Draper. And then Laver Cup's obviously the next big event. And then WTA has Korea Open and also Billie Jean King Cup. So, Swiatek's playing Korea Open. Okay, so there's no week off. Okay, cool. So that's... So next week, light week after that, we're watching Swiatek, 15:30. It'll be Draper, Swiatek, and Laver Cup. That's going to be such a shit schedule. Wait, actually, no, San Francisco is not a bad time zone for me. West Coast is good. Anyways, 15:30. Forehand goes into the forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy hits wide. I think San Fran's actually not bad because it's sort of... Doesn't Laver Cup start at like 2 in the afternoon? Yeah, so that's kind of like first thing at 7 a.m. for me it starts. That's actually good. And then we can just stick around and watch the Korea Open in the afternoon. And then I'll go to bed at night. Actually, not bad. 30-0. As the return goes in the backhand of Eala. Forehand from Udvardy as Eala back in the net. Set point, 30-40. Shelton's playing... What's Shelton's not playing? Shelton's not playing Laver Cup anymore. Oh, you're saying Tokyo. Okay. Yeah, that's in a couple. That's in like 3 weeks, though. Tokyo and Beijing they're in like 3 weeks. Yeah, Tokyo and Beijing combined, I think they're just missing Djokovic. That's it. 30-40. As the return goes in from Udvardy to the backhand of Eala. Udvardy forehand again to the backhand of Eala on the stretch. Udvardy down the line. Eala's got there with a forehand again to the forehand of Udvardy. As Eala forehand in the net. There's the first set. 6-1. Man. Definite nerves. Definitely nerves from Eala in this final. And Udvardy, what a start. 6-1. But as we know, things can change pretty quickly on the WTA. Eala's not winning points on serve. She's getting a lot of first serves in, but she's not winning many points, which straight away says that her serve, she's not serving massive. And you wonder if she's just like, why, like, again, nerves. Maybe the nerves that she doesn't want to like double fault. She wants to make sure I get my serve in and start the rally. But if she might as well be at like a 65, but with like a 50%, at least a 60% first serve points, because you're winning 20% of your first serve points, even though you're getting 75% in. What's the point, right? You might as well flip those numbers and get like 50% in, but like win 75, right? So she's either too nervous to hit the serve hard, or maybe she's hurt. I'm not saying that she's hurt, but they could be the possible reasons. If somebody's injured and has we know she had a shoulder problem. If somebody does have an injury, they're hitting soft serves, they're not going to. But again, I think it's more nerves. I don't think she's injured. So she's really got to beef up that first serve. Just hit it. Just go for it. Yeah, you're going to miss some of it, but Udvardy's hitting too many good returns that you got to try and get 3 points somehow. All right. Eala's looking like a player ranked 1,000 in the world. Not really. I mean, she's only losing to like the 130 in the world, so 1,000 is a bit harsh. Now his backhand return goes in the forehand of Udvardy. Backhand out from Eala to the backhand of Udvardy is Eala backhand again. Udvardy, she hits it out this time, love 15. Udvardy is hitting very aggressively on the ground strokes too, which you would have thought Eala would thrive on that because she doesn't mind being a bit counterpuncher, but she is. It's a serving that's letting Eala down. Just not getting any free points on serve. As the serve goes to backhand of Eala, forehand now from Udvardy. As Eala backhand to forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy hits that long too, love 30. Now we do know that even though Eala got beaten badly in that first set, she is always going to fight back. We've seen that in many matches. Most recently, the US Open, where she was down 5-1 and she came back to win, which was pretty incredible considering who she was playing and what sort of event it was, right? So this can change quickly. 15-30. All right. Alex is not a top-tier player. This is a moderate-level tournament where she belongs. Okay. And why are you watching her then? 15-30. As that goes out from Eala on the return. 30-all. We're having such a nice time. And now every second person who hasn't spoken for the entire stream is now talking. Hello, welcome. I see you're interested in Eala and her results. Thank you for watching. $30 as Eala hits that long. All right, 40-30. Udvardy to take the first game of the second. All right, 40-30. I mean, these tournaments are wild. Get some crazy results. Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, this tournament, Eala's been the only seed left for the last couple of rounds, right? All the seeds pretty much lost in the first round, or the second round. So, yeah. And look, Udvardy, I mean, if you've been paying attention, if you've been watching the whole stream, Udvardy did beat Eala on the clay courts, which you'd probably expect. You know, Eala's, we saw that her clay tennis needs improving. Udvardy is more of a clay player. So that's a massive confidence boost when you already know, oh, well, I've beaten this player before. I know it's on hard courts, but still, confidence is confidence, right? Have I watched the Challengers movie? Of course I have. I've got a poster on the wall over here. All right, Eala to serve. She needs to get more free points on serve. Is it a backhand out of the forehand of Udvardy? Eala forehand again, the forehand of Udvardy. As Eala forehand cross court, Udvardy gets with the backhand into the forehand of Eala. To the forehand of Udvardy. Eala gets it right with the forehand down the line. Udvardy gets it back. Eala forehand again as Udvardy goes cross court. Eala with the drop shot. Too good. 15 love. By the way, more and more people are here now. It's probably the most packed it's been all week, which is nice to see. 15 love. 15 love. Why does Cam like Eala so much? Why don't you like Eala so much? 15 love. As Eala serves again. Why don't you like Udvardy so much? I have no problem with Udvardy. I love learning. I've loved watching Eala because we're learning about all these players that we would never have heard of. And chat, at the end of the day, part of this, what this is we are promoting tournaments, players, you know. A lot of you might not have ever watched these players before, right? So it's sort of, I find it nice that we're watching players like Lebchenko, who is 39 years old, grinding on the challenger circuit. We talked about her, you know, how she had a 2-year ban or nearly a 3-year ban and what that was all about. We learned that. You know, we talked about Wergo in the last round, how she's, you know, been grinding on the challenger circuit. I mean, it's nice to actually give, and I'm not saying that we give them notoriety or anything like that. They do that on themselves. But it's nice to actually get to see other players that we wouldn't usually see because we don't watch these events all the time. So because of Eala, like I said, Eala doesn't have to play these tournaments. She can go play the 500 events and get wildcards if she wants. But the fact she's playing these smaller events, we can learn about players that we'd never watch, right? Unless they played a qualifier, you know, maybe they were qualified and played Sabalenka or someone, right? So it's been nice to do that too, to you know, give a platform and give some highlights and players that we may never watch, you know, we may never have seen otherwise, right? It's nice. And learn about those players and what their stories are. Also, it's nice to see the reality of, like, I mean, we're watching a final here, which is more busy than it's been, but this tournament compared to a Grand Slam, I mean, they're levels apart, right? You got the Grand Slam's the greatest final of all time, and then you've got this is like a mid-range event, so it's like the different levels of the tour, right? Two totally different ends. We've got players trying to just get some points and win this trophy, which is going to feel like a Grand Slam for them, and then we're going to watch the real big one in a couple of hours, right? It's just nice to kind of get perspective on it all. Go, oh yeah, this is what tennis is for most people. The Grand Slam final between Anisimova and Sabalenka, that's a rare thing. This is normal. This is what people are going through every day, every week. This is the grind. We're watching it. So it's nice. I find it nice to be able to do that. Uh, 1-1, Eala holds. As Udvardy serves. And also, like I said at the start of the stream, the last Eala stream we did, all the comments were so nice. Like, so many of the people that were staying up, I mean, there's so many people here right now that are staying up late to watch Eala, you know, from the Philippines for the most part. And it's like, it's so nice. It was so nice to read all your comments and be like, oh, you know, just saying thank you for watching Eala. And I'm like, that's nice. Nobody ever thanks me for watching Zverev or, you know, nobody thanks me for watching anybody else. So I'm like, oh, it's nice. All right, well, if you want me to watch it, I'll watch it. It's nice and positive. That goes in the net. It's nice. Zverev, maybe not Zverev. Zverev was a bad example. People do appreciate me watching Zverev. But, you know, nobody thanks me when I'm watching friggin' anyone else. So wholesome. The Eala fans are so wholesome. You're so wholesome. And I appreciate that. Love 30. As the return goes into the backhand of Udvardy. Udvardy puts it away, 15-30. Thanks for streaming. Some of us can tune in and hear tennis no matter who you watch. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad that you're still here. All right. 15-30. A chance to take the break in the second. Set my alarm for 2 a.m. here. I love that. I love that. 15:30. As we serve now the forehand of Eala. Back in now from Udvardy. There's Eala for one on the stretch. Into the forehand of Udvardy as Eala puts up a lob. And then Udvardy puts away the forehand at the net. 30-all. Thanks for watching Zverev. No worries. 30-all. As the return goes in the forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy goes wide on the forehand down the line. It's 30-40. What should Eala improve? her serve is definitely the biggest work in progress, right? I think that's the thing she needs to work on, right? She's left-handed, so she's going to have that advantage of different angles on the serve. But yeah, her serve is the thing that comes up a lot when she's not playing well. So she needs to get that, work out how to, what should she serve like? Should she be a spot server? Should she be a power server? As she breaks though, that's good. And we know how many times she's been broken, right? It always comes up, oh, she gets broken so many times. So yeah, the serve is the thing. I mean, her net game is okay. She's kind of learning that, but I don't think it's super beneficial for her to learn how to volley yet. There's no point in learning how to volley. Serving is the most important shot. So, I mean, even look at her serving today, right? She's got 81% of first serves in, which is very, very good. But when you're only winning 38% of first serve points, it's what's the point in getting them all in if you're losing the point anyway? So, yeah, I think she just needs to work out whether or not she wants to be like an Ash Barty server, right? Where she's more of a spot server, where she hits, the corners and goes for the lines rather than trying to go for the power. Or does she want to be more like a Coco Gauff, where it's like, you got that big booming serve, and Gauff's probably not a great example of, right now, but when Coco's serving well, she hits that massive serve, right? And she has that big power serve. I think Eala's trying to figure that out. Also, has been dealing with shoulder issues, which when you have a shoulder problem, serving is really, really awkward. So, again, I think she's just trying to figure that out. Once she can figure that out, and if she can, hold serve, she's got the rest of the game already. She can play great on the ground stroke. She's great at returns. She's got great defense. So I think if she just works that serve out, it's going to help her a lot. As Udvardy returned the net, it's 15 love. Hey, Wen, thanks for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you for that. All right, 15:30. Pia.
Go, Alex. Thanks again, Cam, for covering, Alex.
No worries. You're welcome. Thank you for the donation. All right. 15 love. Eala's got the break here in the second. 2-1. As the back forehand goes long by Udvardy. 30 love. Eala's not taking advantage of being a lefty. Well, that's it as well. I think that's another thing. Like, being a lefty is an advantage. It does give you an edge over some of these players because of the angles that come at players is different. The backhand of Eala goes down the line long, and it's 30-15. 30-15. As a return from Udvardy to the back of Eala. Udvardy forehand on the stretch. Into the forehand of Eala as Udvardy hits it long, and it's 40-15. All right. It's real. Nobody thanks Cam more than we do when he watches Eala. Yeah, and I appreciate that. Ah, 40-15. As the return goes to the front of Eala. Eala hits it long, and it's 40-30. As Eala serves again. Into the front of Udvardy, but it's a let. (40-30). There's a bit of fault. Second serve. As the return goes in front of Eala. Udvardy forehand into the back of Eala. As Udvardy again to the back of Eala. Into the front of Udvardy. Eala back in again. Into the front of Udvardy. Just going back into forehand as Eala hits it wide. And we get the deuce. Sabalenka will be super motivated today not to lose another final. Well, we're going to watch that in about an hour. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be a fun final. I don't think it's going to be a long final. I think the two, I mean, I said that about Osaka, but I think with Sabalenka and Anisimova, they're going to probably... How long was their Wimbledon match? Was that Wimbledon match was that long? Because that was a 3-setter, and I expected it to be the same, but... It was 2.5 hours. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably going to be the same. All right, advantage Eala. UFC's crazy tonight. Cool. All right, Eala to go to 3-1 in the second. As Eala serves, a fault. Sorry, I think. No, Udvardy hit in the net. It glitched. All right, 3-1. Eala holds. 3-1. All right, back to Udvardy. Udvardy serves into the back of Eala. Udvardy forehand into the front of Eala, but no, Udvardy hit it long. Love 15. In this moment, we'll have the crowd advantage for sure. The crowd will go to be super one-sided. Pardon me. Hey, thank you, Con, for the 50 money super sticker. Appreciate that. I'm not sure what that is. Is that 50 pesos? Thank you for that. Appreciate it. It is pesos. Thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Love 30. You'll have a chance to get the double break in the second. As with a fault from Udvardy, second serve. As a return goes the net by Eala. 15-30. As a return goes the forehand of Udvardy. Back in from Eala. Udvardy hits it long. 15-40. Eala for the double break. $15.40. $15.40. As Udvardy saves one, 30-40. All right, 30-40. As the return goes into the backhand of Eala. Forehand from Udvardy. Goes long, 4-1. Eala gets the double break. 4-1. All right. Good recovery from Eala in the second. All right. Eala got the momentum now, yeah. 4-1 in the second. Anisimova Sabalenka. I made a video about it. I can't remember what I said, but you should watch it. Go and watch that video. All right. By the way, chat, I saw this thing online. I saw this CD player. It's called a Mega Storage CD 200, and it's like it's I mean, in America they're cheap, but in Australia it's like there's only one and it's like $700, and it's a 200 disc CD holder, but it plays them, so it's like a huge unit. If I ever find one of those, I'm gonna scream. That like, I'm just like, that is what I need. Put all my CDs in this one machine. I mean, it's like a jukebox effectively, but yeah, I'm like, that thing is a grail. If I ever see one of those in the wild, I'm going to get it. Ah, 4-1. As Eala hits it back into the net and it's love 15. It's only 3 a.m. in the Philippines. Only 3 a.m. Sound like me. Love 15. As we had a fault from Eala. Second serve. Second serve in the forehand of Udvardy. Forehand from Eala goes wide. And it's love 30. 3 a.m. and I got work at 8 a.m. Holy shit. Well, you can have a nap. Power nap. Do I sleep? Sometimes. I always watch you like full-time vlogger. Yeah, I'm here a lot. Love 30. And we're going to fault second serve. By the way, Chad, has anyone ever lived on a houseboat? I feel like that'd be so cool. Imagine if we streamed from a houseboat. That'd be so sick. I'd live on a boat. That'd be cool. We do boat streams. Love 40. As the return goes into the forehand of Eala. Eala puts that away. 15-40, one saved. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. $15.40. There's a return. Goes in the back of Eala. Forehand from Udvardy. Eala backhand again. The forehand of Udvardy. As Eala backhand again to the forehand of Udvardy. Eala puts up a lob. In comes Udvardy. And puts it away. One break back. 4-2. Hey, Kathleen. Thank you for the membership. Appreciate it. Tennis talk from a boat. I know, right? It'll be so much fun. Do they have rivers in Australia? Yeah, kind of. I don't know, I just think it'd be cool. Ah, 4-2. 4-2 Eala. As the return goes out by Eala, it's 15 love. Might wake up to crocodiles. Yeah, I know, right? It'd be fun. Like for the stream, if it was a stream. Like, look, there's a crocodile out there. All right, 15 love. Hey, Jam, thanks for becoming a member as well. Appreciate it. A lot of new members. It's crazy. Thank you. As it a back end of the net from Eala, 30 love. $30 love. As Udvardy serves again. If fault. Second serve. Second serve. And Eala hits a return long. 40 love. This is a WTA 125. So a challenger, basically a challenger tournament. 40 love. As Eala backhand return goes wide, and it's 4-3 Udvardy, but Eala's still got the one break. 4-3. 4-3 Eala. 15K for the winner, 8,000 for the runner-up. There you go. Yeah, Eala's playing next week as well at this stage. I don't know if that depends on this result, but yeah, she is playing next week as well. She is meant to play next week. All right. What does a challenger tournament mean? So there's basically levels of events, right? And I'm gonna have to draw something to make this more interesting. But yeah, so you've got your Grand Slams, right? US Open being one of them. Then you've got 1,000 events, which are huge events outside of the slams. Then you've got 500, which is going to be what Guadalajara is next week. 250s, and then this is a 125, which is a challenger event. So it's sort of like the main tour is your, Grand Slam 1,000, 500, 250. That's like the main tour, the WTA, right? And then you got the challenger circuit, which is for like lower ranked players to gain your ranking points and to get, to try and get their ranking to the level where they can play those top level events more often. So that's sort of like, there's like a cutoff at 250, and then it becomes like a, challenger event. And then after that, there's another level below that, which is called the ITF events, which on the men's side is called the Futures events. And the Futures events are like, again, it's like Future, Challenger, Main. Like that's the three levels. And then there's a bunch of different tournaments within those tournaments. All right, 15-0. I'm going to draw something for future reference to make it easier. All right, 15-0. As Eala serves again. And then hits a winner down the line. Great shot. 30-15. 30-15. As the return goes in, the forehand of Udvardy, Eala backhand goes out. 30-0. This is a big moment now for Eala. She was up 4-1 with a double break. All right, serve again. Into the forehand of Udvardy. Backhand Eala down the line. Udvardy gets there with a backhand, but overhits it. 40-30. 40-30. 40-30. As a return, goes into the forehand of Udvardy. Backhander from Eala as Udvardy forehand into the backhand of Eala. Now Eala goes with the forehand down the line. Udvardy on the stretch. Hits it in. And then the backhand in the net by Eala. That's deuce. We get the deuce. All right, deuce. As Eala serves again. And the backhand of Udvardy. Great return. Eala gets there with a lob. But Udvardy comes in. Eala puts up another lob. But it's going to go wide. Advantage Udvardy to get back on serve. Advantage Udvardy. Momentum was all with Eala like 20 minutes ago. Advantage Udvardy. As we had a fault from Eala. Second serve. Second serve. And the return goes in the net by Udvardy. And we're back to deuce. If you get more points, the more you climb up the rankings, the more you get seeded, the more you can enter big tournaments at the Grand Slams. Alex plays smaller times to rack up the points. Yes. That's a good. Yeah. All right, deuce. That's pretty that's spot on. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. Yeah, the ITF, so future events are not called future events anymore. Yeah, they've turned the ITF into a world tour of its own. So the ITF, which is like a third tier of professional tennis, I guess you could call it, the tier 3, they've created like a whole thing on its own. You know? So yeah. It used to be called Futures, but now, they've made like a world tour where, you sort of, I guess players can try, make a living through that. I don't know about making a living, but depends on, there's a lot of tournaments, so it depends on where you're situated maybe, but that's sort of where the first step to professional tennis, is to play those events and try and get points and ranking points and all of those things. To then get, if you start winning those, then you can level up to the next thing, which is challenges. And then once you start winning those or doing well there, then your ranking goes up higher and you can start qualifying for the big tournaments. Anyways, back to deuce. Eala serves again. A fault. Second serve. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala. Backhand from Udvardy as Eala forehand down the line to the forehand of Udvardy. Eala then hits a backhand down the line. Udvardy gets it cross court backhand into the forehand of Eala. And then Udvardy down the line, hits a tape, goes in, and Eala gets it back as we got a forehand from Udvardy. Into the back of Eala, Udvardy in control. As Udvardy goes again in the back of Eala. Now Udvardy hits a backhand, but it's long. And it's advantage Eala to keep the break. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala to get the 5-3 lead and just keep this break. All right, advantage Eala. As we return now into the net by Udvardy. All right, Eala holds. Keeps that break. And Udvardy is going to serve to stay in the set. Eala is the sole representative of the Philippines at the WTA. It would be better to recognize achievement and take pride in it. Yeah. I think that's what most people are doing. Like, a lot of her fans are not, they're asking, like, oh, can she, where can she go from here? Like, how good can she be? Which is totally normal questions. But they're not saying, like, well, if she doesn't win a Grand Slam, she's not going to be any good or what, like, her fans aren't. Her fans are excited to just watch her rise, Doesn't matter if she's playing this event or a Grand Slam, right? The Eala fan group is going to be going for just wanting to see how she rises up, which is so. Chad, I've been watching tennis like doing the channel for like 7 years, right? In that time, there hasn't been a player that we've watched that has. I mean, we've watched 125s very rarely. We've watched 250s as well, But there's no player like Eala that's been like as. So many people are interested in how she's going to go. It doesn't matter what level she's playing. It doesn't matter if she's playing this event or if she's playing. It's crazy. Like it's been crazy to see how many people are actually like. Doesn't matter. Like if we watched maybe Naomi Osaka, when she played that Challenger event early in the year, a lot of people were interested in that. But then she's already got 4 slams. So you'd say, oh well, yeah, of course. But from somebody who's like 70 in the world, hasn't won a title, really has only just won, had that run in Miami, which is, the biggest thing so far. But the fact that how many people actually like want to see how she goes at every level of tour is, I don't think we've had anyone like that. Like we've never watched somebody like that on the channel for the last, we've watched Sinner, we've watched Alcaraz grow, we've watched Gauff rise, but we'd have never seen them on this from, someone like this. With people that are so interested in how every match happens. It doesn't matter what level, which is awesome. Yeah, Fonseca is similar, but even then, like, this is like, I mean, we did watch Fonseca play a challenger at the start of the year, so maybe Fons, but yeah. Anyways, 15:30, that goes the net by Udvardy. Eala's got break points. 15:40. But yeah, it's awesome. So the whole of the Philippines are just like, every time she plays, they're just like, we're watching. Like, you guys are locked in. Doesn't matter what level it is. As the return goes into the forehand of Udvardy, that's a winner, and she saves 130-40. I mean, we could watch a top 10 player play a 250 and it doesn't get this many people interested, right? If we go watch I don't know. If we go watch, who's a top 10 player? If we go watch, I don't know, Taylor Fritz play in a 250 in Delray Beach, we don't have this many people giving the shit, like caring about it as much as this. Like, it's crazy. Backhand goes in the forehand of Udvardy, and Udvardy hits a winner, and we get to deuce. And it's awesome. Not saying that it's, the Fritz fans aren't, there's not any out there. There's definitely a lot out there, but it's great to see the amount of support that Eala has, and how excited everybody is about watching her succeed. All right, deuce. Udvardy to save 2 set points. As the return goes the forehand of Udvardy, backhand from Eala. Udvardy with a forehand in the net, and it's advantage Eala to go to a third. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. Take this to a third set. Udvardy is 130 in the world. Serving to the back of Eala. Great return. Udvardy on the stretch. Hits a winner. All right, back to deuce. It's because this is the first time that a Filipino has achieved in international tennis. So we're all excited. Forgive us. We're a rabid bunch. Look, I'm not. You don't need to apologize. It's awesome. I love it. It's great. It's great to see a lot of new faces in watching tennis. So if you have any questions, let me know. As with a forehand now into the net by Udvardy. All right, advantage. Advantage Eala to take the second set. Serve is into the backhand of Eala. Udvardy backhand into the forehand of Eala. But Eala hits it long, and it's back to deuce. All right, deuce. As Udvardy serves another fault. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Eala. Great return winner. Another set point for Eala to take this second set. By the way, Eala is an exciting player, and most people want to have entertainment and fun, and her matches are worth a stream. Thanks, Cam. No worries. I agree. There's been like 3 matches we've watched of Eala that have been like one-sided and not very good. But she guarantees like 3 setters. And when I say one-sided, I mean losing one-sided, right? She got beaten by Kostruk, which was pretty disappointing. But most other matches that she's either won or she plays a 3-setter. So, yeah, you're guaranteed entertainment. All right, back to deuce. Good serving from Udvardy. I mean, that match in Eastbourne is still one of the matches of the year. As a backhand to the forehand of Eala. Lob goes up. Bounce forehand from Udvardy, but Eala's there with the forehand, goes wide though. Advantage Udvardy to make Eala serve for the set. Someone is snoring. It is my dog. My housemate is snoring. All right. Advantage Udvardy. There's a fault from Udvardy. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Eala. Udvardy backhand. To the forehand of Eala. As Udvardy puts a forehand to the backhand of Eala. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Eala. No, Udvardy hit it long. All right. Back to deuce. By the way, MK, don't be here if you don't want to watch Eala. Come back and watch the women's final in like 45 minutes. As a return goes into the forehand of Udvardy. Eala forehand on the stretch. Into the backhand of Udvardy. She puts up a lob, but Eala on the attack. Udvardy gets up with a slice in the net, and there's another set point advantage. Advantage, Eala to take us to a third. All right. Udvardy serves an ace. We're back to deuce. All right. This is a marathon game. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. As Udvardy serves again. What are pressure points? So pressure points are points that are like 30 all or deuce, that are those like really important points that set up as a game point or a break point. So that's what pressure points are. As Eala hits a return out, it's advantage Udvardy. Please take us to a third. We are not sleeping. Well, it's advantage Udvardy. Advantage Udvardy. She serves again. An ace. All right. I think she saved 5 set points. And now... No worries, Deb. All right. Now Eala's going to serve for the second. I'm currently fighting the Subway cookie temptation. Yeah. That is a constant battle. No sleeping for Alex. That's it. What does ad mean? It means advantage. Advantage. So when it's 40 all, it's called deuce. And then in order to win the game, you have to win. You have to get to advantage and then win the point to get the game. Am I sleepy? I'm always sleepy. Alex always losing crucial points. Well, she's going to serve for it now. Yeah, Sabalenka and Nisimova starts in like 45 minutes. I love that you dressed as a king snake today. Well, that's better than what I usually get, so thank you. I'll take it. Why does Alex's games always like 20 deuces minimum? I don't know. A king snake is so random. Yeah, do I actually? Like, what are the patterns of... Okay, yeah, I see it. All right, for sure. All right, so now we know the designer of this shirt obviously was inspired by that. Okay. That's wildly accurate. Anyways, that's weirdly accurate. All right, love 15. It's better than Nemo. Love 15. And a fault from Eala. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault. Love 30. Whoops. Love 30. Because of Alex, Filipinos are learning more about tennis. Good. That's awesome. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. And we're back in now to the forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net. 15-30. 15-30. As the forehand goes down the line, the forehand of Udvardy. Back in now from Eala. Udvardy forehand again to the back of Eala. Eala overhits it. 15-40. To get back on serve. $15-40. $15-40. Serve again. Into the back of Udvardy. Forehand from Eala is wide. We're back on serve. 5-5. Man, that's rough. 5-5. Back on serve. Back to Udvardy. All right. 5-all. Up 2 breaks to possibly lose a set and match. Yeah, hopefully she can recover. She hits a backhand long on the return of Eala. 15-love. As Udvardy serves the forehand of Eala, but it's a fault. Second serve. All right. 15-love. Is it a backhand to forehand rally? Eala down the line to the forehand of Udvardy. Is the Eala backhand again? The forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy hits it long. 15-0. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Eala. Udvardy gets there on the stretch as Eala forehand on the line. Goes long. And it's 30-15. 30-15. Now, Chad, what do we speak about this week? If you've been here for the Eala matches, I'm going to try and test your knowledge. Who's been listening? What did I say earlier this week, or during the week, about Eala's game against other players? What did I say? I know there's a few of you that know what I said. What did I say throughout the week? Especially the last match. I think the last match we talked about pretty in depth. What did we talk about with Eala's game and style? 40-15. She struggles against good defenders. Yes, correct. So she does much better when she's playing against big hitters. At least we've seen majority of the wins that she's had, the big wins that she's had, have been against big hitters. And she does better when she doesn't have to generate power. Now, Udvardy's kind of a bit of a mix of that. She can hit a winner, but Udvardy is also very good defensively, as we're finding out right now. Eala comes to the net, volley from Eala is too good. And we get to 40-30. But Udvardy, being a clay court player, or at least majority clay, like that's a better surface, is very good at defending. So Eala might be hitting those amazing shots that she's been hitting, but they're coming back. So then if you have to hit one more shot, so if you hit like your favorite shot, but it comes back, then the next time you're going to be, all right, I have to hit it harder, and then you make an error, right? That's what makes defensive type players so good, right? That's why De Minaur's in the top 10, right? Or was in the top 10, or like, floats around the top 10 because of the defense. Making players play one extra shot. Udvardy double faults deuce. So yeah, if we apply that to this, yeah, Eala is struggling. Now, she is struggling on her serve, though. That is unfortunate. I don't know if there's a reason for that. Maybe just the nerves of playing in a final. Maybe she's thinking about the Eastbourne final that she lost, right? Maybe there's that kind of like, well, this is my second chance this year. I better take it, and I'm the favorite and all that stuff. As Eala hits a backhand winner advantage. But yeah, Udvardy is more defensive, which is, again, making Eala play more shots, which the more shots she plays, the more she's eventually going to go for one too big. I have noticed that when she has played Buksha was at the US Open. That was a similar thing, right? She was playing someone who was more defensive, and it worked against her. It worked for Buksha. As Eala tried to generate pace, but she kept missing and spraying the ball around. All right, advantage Eala to take back the break and serve for the set. As Udvardy serves. A fault. Second serve. As the return goes into the back forehand of Udvardy, backhand from Eala. Into the slice of Udvardy. Eala with a forehand. Again to the forehand of Udvardy. Eala in control here. As she hits the drop shot. Udvardy gets it off the tape. And then Eala with a passing shot. Is too strong. All right. Eala breaks. She's going to serve for it again. All right. Another chance for Eala to take this set and take us to a third. Yeah, we've got Sabalenka coming up in 30 minutes, so don't stress. We're going to watch that match too. You think we're not going to watch the final of the US Open? You're crazy. All right. Eala serving for the second. Think Eala is skillful enough? What lacking is her serve? Yeah, for sure. And also, trying to, I guess, limit errors on the ground as well. Like I said, when she plays, it feels like when she does play defensive players, she does hit a lot more errors. So just trying to work that out as well. But yeah, the serve is definitely the thing she needs to start improving, making some improvements on that. And then from there. That's the thing that, she served for the set and got broken, right? She needs to work on the serve so that doesn't happen, so that when she does serve, she doesn't get broken. Okay, here we go. Eala's going to try and get this set. Again, as we're going to find out from Udvardy into the back of Eala. Eala in the net, though. And it's love 15. Love 15. All right, serve again. Oh, pardon me. There's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Udvardy. She hits a return winner. Love 30. Love 30. I'm a tennis newbie. Why is the score 15, 30, 40? I think it does have something to do with the clock, like a clock. Now, I don't know why it's not 45, but it's, I guess 40 is easier to say. Anyways, the other net love 40. I think it does have it's a clock face every 15 minutes is a point, and then 4 points being an hour is a game. I think that's sort of the loose reasoning, but then they went to 40 instead of 45. I don't know why. As we got a backhand winner there from Eala, and it's 15-40. I think that's the reason why the scores are the way it is. So, yeah. All right, 15-40. Udvardy to get back on serve and play a tiebreak. As Udvardy hits a backhand, but it goes long, and it's 30-40. 30-40. Still break point of Udvardy to take us to a tiebreak. All right. Break point again for Udvardy to take us to this tiebreak. Eala serves. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Eala backhand. Into the front of Udvardy on the stretch. Eala in control. As Udvardy slices it back. Here comes Eala with a forehand. Udvardy gets us right. Puts it down the line. Eala's there with a forehand again. Udvardy slice. Goes in. Udvardy now with a backhand pass. As Eala volleys away. Great rally. And we get to deuce. Great rally from both. But Eala too good at the net. All right, deuce. All right, deuce. Eala serves again. Into the front of Udvardy. Backing up from Eala. Goes long. Advantage Udvardy to get to the tiebreak. Advantage Udvardy. As Eala serves. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Eala forehand. As Udvardy slices it back, but it goes out, and it's back to deuce. Next tournament after the US Open. There's actually a tournament in Guadalajara next week on the WTA. Stop overhyping this kid. Stop watching. Stop watching her play then. It's weird. It's weird that you're here. Come back and watch the US Open final in 30 minutes. All right, deuce. As the return goes out by Udvardy. Advantage Eala. Another set point. It always blows my mind how people people tell me not to watch players. When you're watching me watch them. What do you mean? There's a lot of people that want to watch her, so I'm sorry. Come back later. We'll watch your favorite player next time. Backhand goes in the forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy hits it out. We're going 3. Eala gets the set eventually. From love 40 down, that was a good hold. It's a tough hold. We're going to a third. Eala, this is just a classic Eala match. If you know, you know. All right, 7-5. Eala takes the second. We're going 3. Better serving Eala. She dropped her first serve percentage in, but she won a hell of a lot more first serve points. So she started to beef that serve up. Like I said after the first set, She went from 80% first serves into 60, but she went from 40% points won to 60. So she's gone, hit the ball harder, right? Drop the, you get less serves in, but you'll win more points. So she's adjusted well. And both players won 47 points in that set too, which is wild. And we're going 3. We're going 3. By the way, I know it's late for some of you, and I'm probably asking too much, but after this match, or during this match, because the other match is going to start in about 30 minutes, unless this set goes for like 10 minutes. But jump on over and we're going to watch the US Open final for the ladies, Sabalenka and Anisimova. So if you want to learn a little bit more about tennis, if you've come here for one player and you want to get to know another player, or you want to get to know some other players, stick around, because Sabalenka and Anisimova is coming up in about 30 minutes. And we'll be watching that as well. All right, we're going 3. We'll not miss that match. Good. That's what I like to hear. All right. Here we go. Udvardy serving first in the final set. I said Eala in 3. I'm sticking with Eala in 3. Udvardy to serve first. First serve is a fault, second serve. As a return from Eala as a winner. Love 15. It's possibly the first WTA title for the Philippines as well. It's a historic moment. Thunderstorms in New York? Okay. That's all right. They've got a roof, so everything's fine. Everything's okay. It's going to be fine. Love 15. As that goes the net by Udvardy. Love 30. Eala wants to watch that US Open final. Love 30. His return goes out by Eala that time. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. As that goes out by Udvardy, and it's 15-40. Or did Eala hit a winner? Sorry, Eala hit a winner. Hit a winner. All right. As we get a forehand from Udvardy, but Eala can't get it back. 30-40. 30-40. As the return goes in. No, it goes out by Udvardy. Eala breaks. No, wait. She didn't break. They're going to replay the point. It was an overrule. Umpire made an error. That wasn't on me. That was the umpire's fault. Umpire made an error. My bad. She didn't break yet. No break. Not yet. Still break point though. 30-40. Serve to the back of Eala. Return goes to forehand of Udvardy, but Eala hit it long. We're at deuce. All right, deuce. As Udvardy says a fault, second serve. As Udvardy hits a forehand, Eala with her forehand goes in the back of Udvardy. Now Udvardy on the stretch in the net. And it's Eala with the chance to take the first break of the third, in the first game of the third. Advantage Eala. As Udvardy says a fault. Second serve. Into the forehand of Eala. Eala heads out. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. All right, back to deuce. Ed.
Eala is
Thanks
a great
for the $5.
up-and-coming player.
And thank you, Jams, for the $2. Eala is a great and up-and-coming player, for sure. All right, advantage Udvardy. Advantage Udvardy. Udvardy's hit the first game of the third. As we get a fault, second serve. Serving to the forehand of Eala. Back into Udvardy as we have forehand from Eala down the line. Into the forehand of Udvardy as Eala forehand again. Udvardy with the backhand. Into the forehand of Eala as Udvardy goes cross court with the forehand at the backhand of Eala. Udvardy runs around. It's a forehand inside out. And it goes wide. Deuce. This is a very tough match. All right, deuce. Let's see Eala play Fernandez in doubles. Oh, nice. That'd be fun. All right, return goes to the backhand of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net. Break point again for Eala. But I thank you, Janes, as well, for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you for the super sticker. $5 super sticker as well. All right, advantage Eala. Serving to the forehand of Eala. Backing up from Udvardy. Eala forehand down the line is wide. Back to deuce. We are going to start up the final of the ladies' US Open in a second. So stay tuned. I do have to get another tea, though, because I wasn't... Oh, well. I did think this would maybe go 3 sets, but I didn't think it would take... I mean, I don't know. I thought we might be a little lucky and not have to crash into the other stream, but that's okay. It is what it is, and everything will be fine. Don't panic. All right, deuce. There's a return. Goes into the forehand of Udvardy. She comes in there with a volley. Eala's going to put a passing shot. Cross court for a winner. Beautiful shot. Great shot from Eala. Advantage Eala to take the break. All right. As Udvardy says a fault. Second serve. Serving to the front of Eala. Return is good. Udvardy slicing the net. There's the break. All right. Eala 1-love in the third. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to make another tee. All right, welcome everybody to the US Open final / the final of Guadalajara. We've been watching Guadalajara as a bit of a warm-up for the US Open. If you've been around for the last couple of hours, thank you. But we're still going to finish this match. Eala just broke, and then we cross over to New York, which starts in about 20 minutes. So, yeah, it starts in about 20 minutes. So we've got some time. But Eala just broke. She's fighting back. As you can tell, the score has been very close. This is, again, if you don't watch Eala, if you never watched her, she does not play boring matches. They're always some crazy score lines happen. But 30-love Eala. We've got Anisimova versus Sabalenka to see who can win the final Grand Slam of the season. Both have made finals this year. In fact, both these ladies combined have made all the other finals. There's been a backhand winner there from Udvardy, 30-15. So it's going to be very fun. Also, Anisimova leads the head-to-head, which is very strange for the number one. All right, 30-15. Eala goes to 40-15. 40-15. But yeah, US Open final for the ladies. It's been a crazy event. We've had some crazy times over the last couple of weeks. As we return now to the front of Eala. Back in now from Udvardy. Udvardy hits it long. It's 2-love Eala in the final set. So Anisimova did defeat Sabalenka at Wimbledon in the semi-finals. 6-3 the head-to-head in favor of Anisimova. They've actually played at 3 Grand Slams this year. They played the Roland Garros, where Sabalenka got the win. Wimbledon went to Anisimova. And then now the US Open. They've also played the Australian Open before. So they played at every single Grand Slam. It's one of those rivalries. Now that Anisimova's top 10, it'll be way more of a, talked about a lot more. But it's one of those, weird, it's been, under the radar, bit of a rivalry between the two. It's, a very surprising that they've played this many times, considering that Anisimova's played Swiatek twice. And both of those have been this year, right? Wimbledon and now. So, Wimbledon and the US. Whereas Sabalenka and Anisimova have been playing since 2019 against each other. So it's really weird, right? It's kind of weird to have, it's weird that they have this rivalry, It's a bit underground. But now it's going to be one of the big rivalries of the top 10 because Anisimova is number 4 in the world after today. And Sabalenka is number 1. So it's a big, big rivalry now. Love 15. As Eala tries to get the double break. She was up a double break in the first set. The second set. As that goes out by Eala and it's 15-all. Looking for your commentary as I can't afford a subscription to this moment in life. Okay, fair enough. Well, hopefully the best way to watch the channel is watch with the match, so I can tell you, so you can see what's happening. And that way, I can just be like, hey, that was great. And then you can go, yeah, it was great. I saw it. 15-0. As Udvardy gets to 30-15. $30-15. And we got a fault from Udvardy, second serve. And then, tomorrow we've got the men's final between Alcaraz and Sinner. Which, if that wasn't such a good matchup, and they haven't provided great matches, I'd be like, can we get someone else, please? But they've played so many epics that it's like, sure, let's keep going. Let them play 10 times in a row. Come on. 30-0. Little chance for Eala to get that double break. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. Second serve. As the return goes to front of Udvardy, backing it from Eala. Into the front of Udvardy is Eala backing on the stretch. Udvardy down the line. Eala with a passing shot winner. Brings up a break point. 30-40. Alex Eala to take the double break in the final set. And he's got a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the front of Eala. Return the back of Udvardy. Eala with a slice. Udvardy forehand winner. And she gets the deuce. Try to finish this before the US Open final starts. Yeah, I think I was thinking it was going to finish it earlier, but or at least be not. I was hoping it wouldn't crash into the other one, but that's all right. They do a whole bunch of stuff before the final. Like it's supposed to start in like 3 minutes, but they don't start playing for like 20 minutes because they'll have like, usually in the finals they do like the national anthem and they do like a whole thing before the match. So the match is probably going to start in about 20 minutes. Usually it doesn't start at the top of the hour. It usually takes some time. They'll do the national anthem. They'll introduce the players. They'll do a whole thing. Probably like fireworks and stuff, I'm guessing. Or maybe not. Maybe that's at the end of the match. But yeah, it's a whole like process. All right. Eala returns into the front of Udvardy. There's Eala with the slice. Goes wide. Advantage Udvardy. Advantage Udvardy. The roof is shut, by the way, so maybe no fireworks today. The roof is closed. But yeah, they're doing they've got the red carpet out and doing a whole, by the way, packed stadium. Love that. Love that. As Udvardy holds 2-1, Eala with the break in the third. All right. Eala better not do another Eastbourne. Oh, well. She's got a break here, so. All right. By the way, anybody who's complaining about me watching Eala, we're watching Sabalenka too, so just relax, all right? All right, 2-1 Eala. She's got the break in the third. 2 is the seed of the tournament. Yes. So the number 2 means that she is the second seed, which means she's the second highest ranked player in the tournament. So yeah. That's what that means. Thanks for being here and committed as always. If Eala wins, where's her ranking? So she'll be 61 in the world. If she loses, I think she'll be 60 in the world if she wins, 62 if she loses. And Anisimova, if she wins, is 4 in the world. If she loses, is still 4 in the world. So yeah, 4 in the world for Anisimova, and Eala will be about 60 in the world either way. The number 1 seed was Rakimova, and she lost in the first round. How many hours or minutes left until the playing of the men's match? Probably like 22 hours. 22 hours, I think, is the countdown. Okay. Oh, pardon me. We appreciate the Eala commentary. The WTA doesn't have commentary. Oh, don't they? That's annoying. Well, I'll be the unofficial commentator for this match. Don't count your chickens. Yeah. Have I ever been to a live game? Yeah. I've been to the Australian Open a few times. By the way, they're singing the national anthem. I'm not sure who is the singer, but maybe chat can help me. I'm not sure who the artist is. Anybody know? I can't hear it though, so obviously I muted everything, but Brittany Spencer? Nice. She brought out a guitar, so is she like a new artist? I haven't heard of her before. Never heard of her? Okay, let me have a look. Maybe I have heard something that I just don't know. Brittany Spencer is a country singer from Baltimore. Went viral on Twitter for singing a cover of The High Woman. That's how she got discovered. And she has a song called Blackbird, which was featured on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter record. So she was featured on that too. Cool. All right. 2-1. 2-1 for Eala. Final set.
Eala.
Oh, the trainer's come out. Thank you, Justin, for the donation. I think Udvardy's got the trainer. That's what we're waiting for. That's what's going on.
Come what celebrities are watching us Open Women's Finals.
Thank you, Arian, for the 5. I don't know. I can't see any of them. I have no idea. I'll let you know when I see. Yeah, Arian, you super chatted like 2 seconds ago, mate. Just you know how it works. I don't get to them straight away all the time. I will get to them, Arian. Don't worry. But I appreciate the $5. But it's not going to be instant. You should know that. You've been here for a while. I'll get to it when we have a chance. Sierra might be there. She's been there a few times. Rami Malek's been there pretty much all week. The guy from the Bears been there forever. He's been there a lot. Hugh Jackman was there yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know who's going to be there. As I sing the anthem, and now the players should be coming out on court any moment. All this adds to the uniqueness of the individual slams. Yeah, I think the like America do national anthems and national pride like no other country. Like I went to a few sporting events. I've been to like a couple of like one. I went to the baseball and I've been to. Well, I went to Wimbledon, but that's not in the US. But America, like, just do like the national anthem is just like such a huge like for everything. And you know the flag comes out, and then sometimes there's like planes flying over everywhere, and it's just awesome. We have that in Australia. We do have like the Australian anthem be played a few times, but not as like not for every single thing. And the spectacle is not like usually it's just somebody singing. It's not like the whole like if I watch an AFL grand final, they won't like put a big flag on the court on the stadium or anything, and they won't like. Sometimes there's a little couple of fireworks sometimes, but it's not the same. It's definitely more like a much more like even just again just for like the national anthem. It's they bring out like huge. I mean, it's a huge honor to sing the national anthem at a sporting event too, right? For singers and artists. Sabalenka's boyfriend looks shady. Well, that's a bit rude. I'm sure he's like probably a good guy, nice guy. I don't know. Are you judging him? Why? He looks shady to you, okay? Well, Jesus. It's a bit harsh. So yeah, Udvardy's getting a medical timeout. That's why we're waiting for. That's what we're waiting for. Eala's on the court, but Udvardy is coming back. She's got a medical timeout. Not sure what happened. She left the court, so it must be something to do with like maybe a back or a hip or something. But yeah, she's left the court for a medical timeout. All right, Anisimovan's coming out first. Here we go. I tell you, Chad, it's pretty incredible that Anisimova has made back-to-back slam finals. Like, that's pretty awesome. Her and Sabalenka, I think, are the only two players to make two finals, right, this year. So that's pretty incredible. Like, Gauff didn't make... She only made one final. Swiatek made one final. Keys made one final, right? So it's pretty incredible. What happened? So Udvardy left the court. Udvardy left the court, but she's back now from a medical timeout. It looks like her left thigh has been strapped up. So I think it's her left thigh. So she's got a leg issue going on. So yeah, left thigh. Left thigh. Yeah, she's got tape on the thigh. All right. Return goes in from Udvardy. Back on court now. As Udvardy forehand again, the front of Eala. Into the front of Udvardy. Eala forehand. Winner down the line. Beautiful shot. And it's 15-love. All right, Sabalenka walking out as well. And the US Open final is about to commence. Again, don't forget to like the video, but the streams, if you haven't already. Pray for Justin Bieber. Why? What happened? Did something happen to Justin Bieber? What happened? Nothing happened. You're just making things up. All right, 30-love. Eala serves. Fault, second serve. All right, Sabalenka walking out on court. Now, chat, we always hope that these finals are good because on the women's side, because it's not best of five, it always runs the risk that these matches could be over in an hour. We've seen that multiple times in Grand Slam finals, especially Wimbledon this year, French Open last year, Australian Open last year, right? If they go 3 sets, it's an epic. But sometimes, as we've seen, they can also be over in 1 hour. So hopefully this is not one of those things. Hopefully it is a competitive final. As that backhand goes to the net by Udvardy, and it's 40-15 Eala. All right, Nisimova wearing the red shoes and the grey dress, and Sabalenka is wearing, and I love this. I love that they made Sabalenka a custom outfit. Like, she is the only one wearing that outfit at this tournament, and she is wearing the white with the white shoes. She's the best player on the planet. She deserves her own look. All right, that goes out by Eala, 40-30. 40-30. So Nisimova looking for her first Grand Slam. And Sabalenka looking for her 4th Grand Slam. As we return now from Udvardy, the other backhand, the forehand of Udvardy, as the other backhand goes in. 3-1. Eala holds. All right, 3-1 Eala, final set. All right. The ladies stand next to each other. They stand the exact same way as well. They both just stand like this. They look identical the way they're standing. Just both hugging their rackets. It's so weird. That's so strange. They both just like... You'll see tomorrow, like, Alcaraz and Sinner will have their arm around each other and be like, all right, get the photo. They're just like, yep, we're going to stand next to each other and get a photo. All right. Love 15. Eala looking for that double break. She wants to watch this final. As we to serve now is a let by Udvardy. So Sabalenka, of course, had a walkover against Vondi and then beat Pegula in a very high-level match in the semis. And Anisimova took out Swiatek and Osaka, which is a hell of a couple of players. I mean, the two players with the most Grand Slams over the last sort of decade that are still active, right? And then to beat Sabalenka, I mean, that's a hell of a run for Anisimova. Swiatek, Osaka, Sabalenka, I mean, that's a great run. 30-15, Udvardy. All right, 30-15. As Udvardy serves a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the back, into the front of Eala. Back in from Udvardy in the net, 30-all. Chance for that double break. $30-all. Injury timeout is part of the game. Do not worry about it. Eala will win. Okay. As Udvardy serves a fault, second serve. The winner of this, the Grand Slam, wins 2,000 points, and the winner of this Guadalajara tournament wins 125. As Eala gets a 30-40 to take the double break in this in this final set. Eric.
Go, Alex.
Thank you, Eric, for the super chat. 30-40. As Udvardy serves into the back of Eala, return goes into the front of Udvardy. Eala backhand. Again to the front of Udvardy. As Eala forehand on the stretch. Udvardy backhand Into the front of Eala. Again, the back of Udvardy. Eala doing a lot of running. As Udvardy hits a forehand down the line for a winner. We get to deuce. Eric.
Go Alex.
Thank you, Eric, again. And thank you, Jovan.
Go Eala. Heart.
Thank you for the $2. And thank you, Fit, for the $5. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right, deuce. All right, we get to deuce. As Udvardy serves a fault. Second serve. Serve into the backhand of Eala. Backhand again to the front of Udvardy. Eala forehand down the line as Udvardy goes cross court. And Eala hits it out. Advantage Udvardy. Advantage Udvardy. Advantage Udvardy. Eala with a forehand return in the net. Udvardy holds 3-2. All right. Anisimova is ready to go. Sabalenka also ready. Here we go. US Open Final 2025. Defending champion versus the Wimbledon finalist. Who will win? I want to know how loud this crowd's going to be because obviously they want Anisimova to win. I want to see how loud this crowd's going to be. Also, I'm going to state the obvious. The first game that Anisimova wins is the most important game. She's got to get on the board as quickly as she can because she doesn't want to go down 3-love and think Wimbledon again, right? Mentally, get a game, and then you can go, cool, I've done better than Wimbledon, and then play from there. That is what Anisimova needs to do. She needs to win a game, and then she can start to do whatever she needs to after that. Sabalenka's going to serve in the final of the US Open. She's made 3 finals in a row, Sabalenka. She's won 1. She lost to Coco. She beat Pegula. And now she's playing Anisimova. I've got Sabalenka in 3. As we get a return now, the backhand of Sabalenka. Backhand Anisimova. Into the front of Sabalenka. Anisimova. Again to the front of Sabalenka. Is a winner. Sabalenka starts strong. And it is 15-love. 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 As Anisimova return. Goes out 30-love as Eala loses the point, love 15. Eala's got the break here in the final set. She is trying to get her first WTA trophy. Her first trophy in 12 months. Eala. She won a trophy, a small trophy last year in July, I think I said. Did I say July? As Sabalenka goes to the back of Anisimova. And Anisimova hits a winner down the line. And the crowd go wild, 30-15. As Eala forehand to the front of Udvardy, but Eala hit it long and it's love 30. Love 30. Ban screeching. I feel like we need to start banning people for complaining about screaming. I don't know what you're trying to achieve. I'm going to go into this random chat and say, hey, Sabalenka's too loud for my ears. What do you want from me? Do you want me to, I don't know, pat you on the head? What do you want from me? It's going to be okay. Everything's fine. It's okay. Just cover your ears. It's fine. I don't know, what do you want from me? I can't help her. What do you want me? I can't talk to her. Want me to call her? Yeah, just mute the TV. It's probably quicker to mute the TV than type out a message about how you don't like it. It's probably easier just to mute the TV. 30-0. Don't know what you want from me. Well, I can't do anything about it. All right, 30-0. Eala with a lovely forehand winner. Sabalenka, though, with a fault. Second serve. She serves a double fault, Sabalenka. And the crowd go wild. 30-40. going to be one of them days. Anisimova to get the first game of the match. .30-40. And she says another fault, Sabalenka. Eala, by the way, she gets a 40-30 to stay up the break in the final set. 3-2 at the moment. All right, 30-40. Sabalenka serves. Into the back of Anisimova. Great return, but it just goes wide by Anisimova. And we get the deuce. All right, 40-30. Eala to take the 4-2 lead final set. As we get a great return from Udvardy, and Eala's forehand goes long, we get the deuce. All right, deuce. Deuce on both courts. Super confusing. Return from Anisimova. Into the forehand of Sabalenka. Anisimova backhand. And Sabalenka slices it back. But Anisimova's there with the forehand. Puts it away. Advantage Anisimova. Another break point. All right, Eala. She serves. She serves. To try and keep the break, and she does with a great serve. The return goes long by Udvardy. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala. Advantage Eala to go to 4-2. Sabalenka with a great serve gets back to deuce. Sabalenka's record in Grand Slams is not great. Finals, that is. As that goes out by Udvardy. 4-2 Eala. Final set. Good serving there from Sabalenka with the forehands in the net. Advantage Anisimova to take the break in the first game. Advantage Anisimova. All right, Eala 4-2. Anisimova serves another fault. Second serve. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back of Anisimova. Return. Goes long, and Sabalenka gets back to deuce. My heart jumped. I thought it was Eala who committed a double fault. Sorry. No, she is up 4-2. Eala is 2 games away from history. All right. As we get a forehand rally. But Anisimova hits the winner eventually. No, she didn't. She missed it. The crowd cheered like it was in. Chap. Bring back lines, people. All right, advantage Sabalenka. Bring him back. I need to see someone do this. So I can see, and because I can't hear. By the way, chat, on a serious note, if you are hard of hearing and you can't hear, as in not playing, but as in watching, and you can't hear the calls, how the hell you would rely on lines, people? Wouldn't you have, right? Anyways, advantage Sabalenka. She gets the game with a big backhand. Right? I talk over the top of what I'm watching, so I can't hear it all the time anyway. But if you're watching this and you can't hear them call it out, then how are you going to know if the ball was close? They need to have more visuals. They should have a red light when it's out. I agree. The top of the net should have a light that goes red or something. It should be more, yes, subtitles, true. You could use subtitles, I guess. You could have subtitles, that's true. But I think it should be more visuals. By the way, Eala is dominating 15-40. She's about to get the double break and serve for the championship. 15-40. Eala to get the double break. To serve for the match. As the return goes in the back of Udvardy. 4 now from Eala. That's going to go wide. Oh, Eala thought it was in. It just missed. Eala thought it was in. Eala's talking to the umpire. She's thinking that, hang on, that was in. How do you... Wait, so was that in? And then they called it out? Or was it out and they called it in? No, it was out. Udvardy's... Wait, Eala's having a chat to the umpire. She's really upset, Eala. She is having a massive chat to the umpire. I think it was called in. And then, no, so it was called out, but it was actually in. Eala's got a point here. I think Eala should have won the point. Eala should be pissed. So what happened was the ball was called out and then corrected by the umpire to be in. Udvardy was nowhere to be seen. So how could it... I mean, Eala won the point, right? 30-15, by the way, Anisimova. Eala should have won that point. The umpire made a mistake. She corrected it, but Udvardy didn't get... She wasn't going to get that forehand. Udvardy was never going to get that shot. So they're going to replay the point instead because the umpire reckons that Udvardy was... The ball was called out and it distracted Udvardy. I doubt that. Eala should have won that point. And she's not happy. She's talking to Udvardy about it. And she's also asked for the tournament director. Eala called the manager. 30-all. I'll let you know what's going on. But yeah, Eala is telling the director, like, this is crazy. By the way, they never overrule these things, ever. So this is all just pointless. But still. All right, 30-all. Eala's still in a discussion with the officials. As Anisimova serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve, Anisimova. Yeah, Udvardy was nowhere near that ball. As the return goes back into Anisimova. Anisimova goes wide. All right, 30-40. Break point at Sabalenka. Yeah, like it's a bad call by the umpire, but there's nothing Eala can do. Doesn't matter how much she pleads her case, they're not going to overturn it. So it's all in vain. And she still has break points. It's only going to be a replay. It's not like she lost the point. I mean, she didn't get the point, which she got taken off, like her point. She didn't get the point, but it is still 2 break points. So it's only going to be bad if she doesn't break here and then she gets broken. That's when it's going to be bad. But I agree though with Eala. I don't think Udvardy was not going to get there. Backhand return goes to backhand to Sabalenka. As we get a backhand now from Anisimova. Down the line to Sabalenka, and Anisimova hits it long, and there's the break. 2-love Sabalenka. Chat, what did I say at the start of this match 5 minutes ago? Anisimova needs to get on the board quickly because this is going to bring Wimbledon flashbacks. Hey, thank you, Rick, for the $10 super sticker. Appreciate that. Eala still talking to the umpire. Still trying to plead her case, but again, they never change these things. I know that you can't do challenges here, I guess, but because it's such a small tournament, but in high level, if this ever happened, which it wouldn't because Hawkeye, but still, this is, yeah. I mean, Eala's got a point, but also she's never going to get it overturned. And she's just frustrating herself, and she's winning and distracting herself, you know? So why did Udvardy win the point then? Hang on, what happened? So Udvardy won the point? By the way, is Taylor Fritz's girlfriend there? What the hell? Watching Anisimova? Hey, Courtney Cox is there. I don't know how Udvardy won that point. So why was Eala going the umpire then? Maybe Eala was saying that it was in, and she was complaining about it being in, and now it's deuce. Yeah, see, this is what's so hard about this chat is that I couldn't hear anything because they don't have any microphones close enough. So the ball must have been in, and Eala was saying that was in, and the over. You know what it was? I know what it was. I'll tell you in a second. 30 love. I know what it was. I know what it was. Anyway, Sabalenka hits it out 30-15. We get the deuce here. Udvardy to the back of Eala. Forehand from Udvardy. Again to the back of Eala. Udvardy forehand again to the back of Eala. And Eala hits a wide advantage to Udvardy. So what happened was the lines person called it in and the chair umpire overruled. That's what happened. And that's why Eala was saying you can't call, because it's on the far side of the court. The umpire is sitting here. And it was over here. And usually chair umpires don't overrule calls that are over on this line here. They usually only call here or here or here, right? They never call that. So I think that's why Eala was pissed off, because she's like, how can you see from over there? That's like, yeah. So I think that's why she was upset. And she loses the game and Udvardy holds and now she's got to serve. So that's why. That makes more sense. That she lost the point. So yeah, I think that's what it was. That the chair umpire, she was just saying, like, you can't call that. I mean, you're so far away. How would you know? And the lines person called it in, who's like right there. So I think that's why she was pissed. That makes more sense. All right. Back to New York. As Anisimova, a lovely backhand winner. Break point Anisimova to get back on serve and to win her first game in a Grand Slam final. There was a very important point too. I mean, 5-2 double break serve for the championship. Now she's got to serve to get, to stay in front. It's a big call. That was a big moment. Backhand rally. Anisimova forehand to the stretch. Into the forehand of Sabalenka. Slice down the line. The backhand of Anisimova. Sabalenka backhand. Into the forehand of Anisimova. To the forehand of Sabalenka. Anisimova in control. As Sabalenka forehand again to the forehand of Anisimova. Goes down the line. And that's a winner. We're back on serve. And Anisimova, she gets her first game in a Grand Slam final. 14 games lost, 1-1. That'll settle the nerves. All right, we're back on serve. All right. 4-3 for Eala. She's still got the break, though. But, double break would have felt so much better. Would have been a lot better. 15 all. All right, Anisimova breaks back. 2-1. Stadium's packed. Oh, yeah. It is a packed house in New York for the final. Celebrities everywhere. Jovan.
Let's go, Alex. Hearted.
She's got a fight now. As Udvardy hits a return in the net. So 15 love. Scores are mucked up. JR.
Thank you for covering Alex Eala. Win or lose, we love her. We have more appreciation for tennis now. Good luck to the US Open finalists. Flag PH.
Hey, thank you, JR. No worries. Hopefully you stick around for the final of the US Open. We're going to be... we'll merge the streams once this Eala final is over. 30 love. Eala with the lead. She's recovering well after the frustration of not getting the double break. As Eala hits a lovely winner down the line. 40 love. All right. Anisimova. First game in a Grand Slam final. All right. Eala 40 love. As we're to serve now. into the net by Eala. Second serve. Lovely backhand winner there from Anisimova. 15-love. All right, serve. Into the backhand of Udvardy. Eala forehand again in the backhand of Udvardy. As Eala backhand cross court. Udvardy with a forehand of the stretch. Goes wide. 5-3. Good recovery from Eala. And she is one game away from her first WTA trophy. All right, Anisimova serves. 15-love. Serve to the back to Sabalenka. Return to the slice of Anisimova. Anisimova in the net. 15-all. All right, Udvardy serving to stay in the match. As the return goes in the backhand of Udvardy. Forehand from Eala. In the forehand of Udvardy is the Eala forehand. Nope, Udvardy hit it long. And it's love 15. As a return from Sabalenka goes to forehand of Anisimova. Sabalenka slice goes in the net. Great hitting from Anisimova. 30-15. As Udvardy wins the second point. 15-all. Anisimova serves a fault. Second serve. 15-all with a forehand down the line. Eala gets it back into the backhand of Udvardy. As Eala backhand cross court. Great shot. Udvardy gets it back. And then Eala backhand down the line winner. 30-15. 15-30, sorry. 15-30. 2 points away. By the way, great body serve from Anisimova. Sabalenka just got out of the way. Or just defended herself. That was brutal. 40-15. Anisimova to get level in this final. Backhand goes in by Sabalenka. What a shot. 40-30. All right, 40-30. Good return there from Eala to the forehand of Udvardy. Udvardy in the net. We've got championship points for Eala. Championship points for Eala. Anisimova holds 2-all, 20 minutes. Good timing. The US Open final has just begun. All right, 15-40. Championship points for Eala. Serve out wide to the backhand of Eala. Return goes into the backhand of Udvardy. Eala backhand on the attack. Udvardy with a pass. And a drop volley from Eala is no good because Udvardy gets it. But then Eala backhand on the stretch is a winner! That's how you win your first title of the year! Alex Eala wins. In Alex Eala fashion with that last point. The racket goes flying. She wins. History for the Philippines. And she is a WTA winner. The biggest trophy of her career. A fighting 2.5-hour epic. Classic. And Alex Eala is the champion in Guadalajara. And she has just created some history. All right. Nice work. She had to fight for it. I mean, she had a couple of tough matches in this tournament to get that title. She worked hard for it. And everybody who stayed up late for that one was worth it. Love 30, by the way, Anisimova. She's trying to break. We're going to merge the streams after this game. So make sure you jump on over if you want to keep watching the US Open final. If you want to start getting into tennis, perfect time. Celebrate Eala's win and watch two of the best players in the world playing one of the biggest trophies. And eventually, maybe Eala might make it to this final. Maybe one day. She'll have to beat these players to do it, but who knows? As Sabalenka hits a winner, it's 30-all. 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 30 yards with a serve into the backhand of Anisimova. That's called a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the return goes in the forehand of Sabalenka, and Anisimova forehand inside out is a winner. And it's break point, 34. By the way, Sabalenka's getting her own medicine with Anisimova. Like, Anisimova is bullying Sabalenka. When does that ever happen? 30-40. Anisimova to take the lead in the final. 30-40. As the return goes into the backhand of Sabalenka. Sabalenka hits it out! And Sabalenka's pissed off. She is down a break now after being up 2-love. Sabalenka is in trouble. All right, jump on over if you want to keep watching Sabalenka versus Anisimova. That's just getting started, but Eala wins her first WTA trophy. 1-6, 7-5, 6-3 in 2.5 hours, and she is the champion of Guadalajara. She'll go next week to play in Brazil. Well, at this stage. She might not, actually. She might decide next week to take the week off after a great result. But she wins her first trophy of the season and does it in Eala fashion. All right. Here we go.